Hey, yo, what's poppin', baby? It's your boy Cuban Link. You already know. Thank you for tuning in to C.L.K. TV. This is where you get the realest and illest news ever. I am your host, Cuban Link. Not Cuban Links with an X or an S. Cuban Link with a K. For them 24 carats of gold. Because this here is pure, baby. But you could put the X because I am from the BX. You could put the, S because it is Cuban Links. And it doesn't matter about the chain because I am the boy Cuban Link. All right? So it doesn't matter about the jewelry. It's about the inside. Pause. Anyway, in today's news, I seen the interview. There was interviewing Camera. And they asked him, they finally asked him, at least, shout out to the interviewer. They asked him about, the horse and carriage song. Because I remember in Panda Chop, in the Panda Chop News, salute to Panda, I shared a story with all of y'all that Mase was in the elevator with me and Pun. It's kind of funny story, comical, because it was just like I said it, but it's 100% truth, right? So I told y'all the story about, that I sung the Ricky Ricardo hook that Eddie Murphy used in his Delirious bit, his comic views bit that he did in Delirious, where it went, my heart's for hire, senora, and it's as long as you desire, senorita, we're gonna ride, spaghetti mañana and come to Havana with me, in my Cuban cabin. So that was the skit, right? And I always loved that. Me being Cuban, me, Ricky Ricardo, Desi Inez. That's my peoples. That's Cuban. So, as my single, remember that's before, that's when we was full of clips. So that was definitely something that I was stuck on for using because I already had it. Pun knew about it. Everybody. Joe knew about it. You know what I'm saying? When I came into Terror Squad, that was going to be my first single. They all loved it. Triple Sage knew about it. So I had them 3 verses, which I used 2 of the verses for Triz. Since I didn't get my shot to be like my solo single, I used 2. So I'm rated X and sex, flex, all of those verses, that, and the second one. The second part of Triz too, that verse, that was only 8 bars. I cut it down, but that was 16 bars. And then I used the 3rd verse on Punch Must Be the Music with Cuban and Pun. If y'all never heard that one, that was on DJ Scribble's album. So those 3 verses, because I got to go detail with y'all, those were actually part of the song Senorita. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's called. Let me call My Heart's for Hire, it was called. But that was the actual, idea where I got it from, Eddie Murphy Delirious. So the interviewer, I guess, asked them, they laughed a little bit. It is funny, the way he told it to Cam, it was hilarious because it wasn't Cam that I had the run in with. You know what I'm saying? It was Mase. So I guess Mase never told him the story, but it was, it was Camera's song. It was his, I think, 2nd single. And they added Pun. You know what I'm saying? That was the cure. That was the Band-Aid that they, like I said, I went to, okay, so everything started with me being in the elevator. Me being Pun was in the elevator and Mase was on the same elevator. He was going up with us. I forgot where it was. Maybe Atlantic Records or maybe Loud Records. I don't know where it was. Somewhere in Manhattan. We was taking the elevator up and we already did the parade with him and everything. So we was like, he gave mad love to Pun and me. And we was just commenting, you know what I'm saying? And we was just like, yo, Mase, we was just trading ideas and all of that. We was really talking because we was excited to meet Mase, you know what I'm saying? Mase was that dude. So Pun gassed me to say the hook and all that. And I said 1 verse to the song with the My Heart's for Hire, Senora. So he heard it. He's like, dope, that's dope, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a dope idea. So that's what I did in front of Mase. Now, Cam and him said, he laughed it off because, of course, it's a funny tale the way, Pun ended it off with the yo twin. I reached out for help, for Pun, yo, Pun, they stole my shit, it, this, that's mine. And Pun said, yo, can't do nothing about it, twin. And we started laughing because it's like disgusting because they put Pun on a remix. So that's my brother. So why I can't really riff. You know what I'm saying? But I expect the Pun to be like, oh, yo, do another remix, put me on it or something. I didn't even want credit. I just wanted to be part of that if they're going to use my idea. That's what it was. So it wasn't really me taking it serious. Like, I kind of, a part of me felt like, it gave me a compliment because they took my idea. That means I'm coming up with some dope ideas as a rookie. And even the vets, the dudes that are out there, top 10 niggas, they really loving my stuff. So they taking my idea. So I took it like that. That's a part of me that took it like that. But Cam didn't know nothing about it. I don't think he was never there when I shared that hook in the elevator with Mase. It was just me, Pun, and Mase. But then he said something interesting. He said, you gotta go check about that. Diaz, right? I remember being around Diaz. Joe, when I was with Joe around certain times, Diaz was there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but come to find out, look, first time to ask, Cam this, and this is his song, which made it a single. And I bet y'all all didn't even know the story behind it. So Diaz was the guy that supposedly had that got credit for that hook. So I remember being around Diaz and probably saying it. I know Joe had a good relationship with Diaz. So did Joe just do the Senorita thing, like, you know what I'm saying, with like he did with Puffy with me, when he just met Jadakiss not long ago? That he said he wrote Senorita when I wrote Senorita. So you gotta see now I'm even putting it together because I always thought it was like, yo, Mase. I said that shit in the elevator. Mase was the only dude who was there. And then he's part of that song singing the hook, the actual hook. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, did Joe as my manager supposed to attack that on some business shit back then? But we didn't care. We was doing favors for favors. But I just wanted to let it be known that was my idea. So it's my favor that I did also. So I want some, some extra love to come my way, whether they put me on a song, I do a song with them, whatever. Some payback. But it was like, nobody gave a fuck. Like even Pun, the one that's my brother. But he didn't care because he was part of the, you telling me, don't make a riff about it because I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah. I wasn't even in the video, which even worse. So yeah, that was some real funny Cuban link situations that's been going on in all the time in my career. But this, finally, so I applaud that. I applaud the interviewer for asking him that question. Because that's really interesting that not even Mase wrote it, he said. Cam said that that Mase didn't write that either. It was Diaz. So you're going to the business side. So that business side, Diaz was the label owner for Diaz Records. Records. So who was doing the business side for our Terror Squad? It was Joe. So you already know. You don't have to be a genius to even put that together. So he definitely knew that was my single because I was under his company. Like, he knew that. I was already in the he knew that. He knew it from the block. I used to sing that on Littleville's in Forest Projects. I used to sing that as my single. That's how I came into the Terror Squad, with that as my single. Then we renamed it Triz. You know what I'm saying? That's why in that song Triz, I get 2 verses. But nobody told me about that trade-off with my heart's for hire, Senora. Actually, Showbiz and Buckwild did the first beat for that in the studio in Streetlight Recordings, next to Daddy's house, which is Puff Daddy's studio at the time. I was in the same building doing my album, my 24 Carat album. So you see how the, James Bond missions, the Sherlock Holmes, we still doing the math in that and where it leads to. Because, that's also something that, it would have been looking dope in my resume. You know what I'm saying? To get future jobs and to be put in a place in hip-hop where it's satisfactory instead of being lost in this obscurity, so to speak. Because even Cam there was acting like, oh, Q, like, I hate when people do that. They can't know me. I spent time with Cam and we went to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? He was actually part of Pun's tour. We did like 40, 50 shows together. You know what I'm saying? It was Pun's tour. So he had him, you know what I'm saying? It was him and Jim Jones. Jim Jones was actually the hype man. There was like opening up for Pun on tour. You know what I'm saying? And there was killing shit too on tour. So we had a relationship where we was around each other like that. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy was around there too. Jim Jones and Cam. Jim Jones was doing interviews at the time, but he was doing part-time hype man for Cam. You know? But Cam, you know, I know how it goes. It goes fast in the industry and people move on. I understand. But it's not, you know, don't take too long to say what's up to a Cuban link. Salute, Cam. You know I got to let him love, but salute. You know, so you and Mase, salute to both of y'all, man. I love y'all. Proud of y'all doing y'all thing. But I'm just going back and, you know, we go back to memory lane, and this was one of my memories. Definitely. And like I said, I didn't feel no type of way extra because y'all put my brother on. It was the remix. So I think that's how Un probably heard me say it, or Joe acted like he said something to fit in that situation with Un and Cam and all those, you know what I'm saying? And he knew my hook. Because remember, that's an idea. It's not something that I came up with originally, because it was actually Eddie Murphy that he put me onto that. But then it was Ricky Ricardo who actually sung that song, a Cuban, you know? So it wasn't like I was the originator who wrote that, but I was using that. That was my special project from the projects coming into the game, and I was going to use that as my single. So, yeah, that's the thing. But I'm glad, I'm very happy that Cam explained that story. Now we all know that not even Mase took credit for that. So it was a Cuban link thing, my idea, that just floated around. Niggas just made it a video. They spent time on it. They made it a single, and you know, and then it goes back to Un. Now I definitely know they stole that from me. Now Un had to steal that from me. I don't know if after the elevator action, me, Pun, and Mase, did Mase go back and, you know, when they was explaining the song to Un, and Mase say, yo, I got an idea for Spanish, like to the beat. When they heard the beat, it fit that melody. Or did Un himself hear me? Because I was hanging around Un and them dudes too back in the days. I went to studio sessions with them. Or did Joe leak the information so he could look in good graces and get favors from Un? Because he had a squad at that time. Charlie Baltimore, Cam, Biggie, that they was all affiliated. Did Joe use me again to, you know, my talent to get inside good graces with them? Don't matter. Still unsolved, right? But we keep on asking the right questions, and we gonna get the answers. We gonna get the real answers one day, and I'm telling you this for a fact. So shout out to Cameron, man. Like I said, he's always dope. 357 is my favorite song that he ever did, and the one with the Clue, Clue, the Pun, fuck all y'all non-believers. I think it was the 4 or something. I forgot. Anyway, DJ Clue mixtape. But Cam is dope. Always been a dope artist. Mase, incredible artist. Come on, man. I messed with McGruff from Bronx Most Blunted back in the day. So I knew about McGruff. I knew about Big L. Big L was my man. I knew about Mase. You know, Mase has always been dope, a lyrical monster. So that's what I'm saying. I took it like a badge of honor. Like, oh, he stole from me, though. He stole it. But I just didn't know if they knew. The world of documenting history of hip-hop knew. That was a Cuban link idea. I mean, it went through different avenues. But I would love for somebody to ask Mase that. How did he come up with that idea? Maybe he'll tell me Un too. Because like Cam said, Un was like directing Mase and everything. Because Un was half Spanish. He's Puerto Rican. So I guess he, you know what I'm saying? He gave him the swag to do it like that. But it was my idea. My idea. You go to Lilville's projects, Halls of Hell, Forest projects, and go ask about that song that I used to sing every day in the corner before I even got on. You know what I'm saying? And just give you my flowers, man. It's your boy Cuban Link, right? I made Flowers for the Dead. Shit, I made one of the top songs with flowers in it. It's only right. The living got to give me some flowers too, right? It can't be acting, laughing like it's out of this world what Cuban Link is saying. You know, think back. Think back, man. You know, I'm bullseye when I talk about it. Let's walk about it. Your boy Cuban Link, man.